Hello, my name is Jim Putnam with the Southern Living Plant Collection. I'm joined today by plant breeder Pat McCracken to tell us about his new introduction, Magnolia Stellar Ruby. Can you tell me what went into selecting this particular cultivar?
Sure, Jim, thanks. This was grown from a control cross around 18 years ago, and as a young seedling it stood out from its siblings as being very fast growing, very dark green foliage, and very shiny foliage, not typical banana shrub. We planted it out in the garden. It's been in the ground now around 14, maybe 15 years, and it's done exactly what we thought. Very fast growing, very good growth habit, very heavy blooming. Blooms in the spring with a dark ruby red flower, and it'll repeat bloom throughout the summer.
Well, would a little bit of shearing on the plant help with that repeat blooming?
Absolutely does, especially during the summer. If you just lightly prune it, it'll rebloom heavily 3 to possibly 5 times a year, so you'll get really heavy blooms, and it still sets buds for the spring.
Right, nice. What can you tell me about cold hardiness? You said it had experienced some nights below 0 Fahrenheit.
Correct. Over the last 14 or so years, we've had at least 3 or 4 nights between -3 and -5 degrees Fahrenheit, and we've had no damage at all, where typical banana shrubs for us die completely if that's those temperatures.
Okay, so nice. So we're definitely saying hardy in zone 7 to 9, no doubt about that, and possibly into 6B. Also have great disease and insect resistance and deer resistance as well. So what can a grower expect from this plant from a softwood cutting?
To give you an idea, we do softwood cuttings preferably in the summer, but from a softwood cutting to a rooted cutting, this is about 3 weeks. We typically leave them in propagation for 6 weeks. We'll shift them from propagation into a 2-liter pot, and we can finish a 2-liter in about 4 months, from an unrooted cutting to this. A 2-liter we shift it to a 3-gallon, and we can easily finish a 3-gallon in less than 9 months from an unrooted cutting to a finished 3. This 7-gallon was just recently shifted from a 3-gallon about 2 weeks ago, so it's not ready to sell yet. But we can finish a heavy 7. This is 16 months from an unrooted cutting. We can do a heavy 7 in less than 20 months, and we possibly can finish a 15-gallon in 20 months.
Well, that's really, really impressive. So with a finished height of between 12 and 15 feet and width between 4 and 6 feet and an upright narrow habit, this one's going to ship easy, finish quickly. This is a great introduction. It's going to sell itself at retail. Thank you very much for joining me, Pat.
Thank you, Jim.